It was a wonderful feeling. Like, I think this was my first experience in Gamble. It was mind blowing. Like again, like I said, thank you. I feel like we disappointed because we know why we came up short, and it was basically because of the defensive end. Everybody know that defense win games, and that's what we got to focus on instead of the offensive end.
We have a complainant advising that they heard someone screaming, "He's going to kill me." We have a separate complainant who advised they heard multiple gunfire.
Those are some first-hand accounts of what happened yesterday.
There's still a lot of shock and horror, especially at the details surrounding this homicide.
This 3-day saga started over the weekend and ended today.
Imagine standing beside your son in a courtroom, fighting to defend him while quietly fearing what he might be capable of. Imagine returning home each day to the same space you share with him, yet never feeling safe enough to relax, always listening, always waiting for the moment something shifts, the moment he might snap. You warn your friends and family, not out of certainty, but a deep, unshakable fear of what could happen. This is more than a story of crime. It is the story of a mother caught between love and terror, who never stopped advocating for her child, even as she lived in fear of him, carrying that burden with strength and courage until the very end. Erica Winford, a 51-year-old Jacksonville, Florida native, was a bright, loyal, and outgoing woman with an incredibly generous heart. In her community, she was known for her unwavering Christian faith and lived a life filled with love, joy, and laughter. Erica's radiant smile and selfless acts of kindness left a lasting impression on everyone she met. She was always ready to help others, and her remarkable generosity was the foundation of her character. In her personal life, Erica found great joy in simple pleasures like riding her bicycle, gardening, and spending quality time with her loved ones. Above all, she was a devoted mother to her 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. Throughout their childhood, Erica was a constant source of support and encouragement, but her bond with her son Eric was particularly special. As a proud basketball mom, Erica was deeply involved in her son's athletic career, cheering him on at every game and milestone. Her dedication to Eric and her family only strengthened their close-knit relationship, making her role as a mother even more cherished. Eric Christopher Cobbs, a once promising basketball player, had seen his life take a dramatic turn over the years. Born on June 10, 1996, in Florida to Erica Winford and Terrence Cobbs, Eric was raised in a supportive family environment. His mother worked hard to provide the best for her children, and his father was a constant source of pride and encouragement. Throughout his high school years, Eric showed incredible talent on the basketball court, which earned him a move to Baltimore, where he attended St. Francis Academy. There, he impressed scouts with an average of 13 points and 9 rebounds per game, and ranked the 21st best power forward in the country. After high school, Eric's basketball journey continued at the University of South Carolina, where he played as a freshman before transferring to Chipola College in Florida. He played for the University of South Carolina during the 2015 to 2016 season. However, his time with the team came to an end in April 2016 after he was dismissed following charges of assault. Cobb was accused of firing a BB pellet gun at an occupied car, which led to legal action. In addition to the assault charge, Cobb was also charged in April 2016 with simple possession of marijuana. These incidents marked a turning point in his life, and his legal troubles would continue to impact his future. His stats continued to improve, earning him second-team honors in the Panhandle Conference. By the time he transferred to the University of Connecticut, Eric's skill on the court was undeniable, and he was focused on making a significant impact in his senior year. He worked hard to transform his body and improve his performance, shedding weight and increasing his athleticism, all while maintaining strong academic performance. Graduating from the University of Connecticut in 2019, Eric pursued a professional career overseas in Croatia, where he initially found success. However, the global pandemic abruptly halted his career, and the disruption to his life began to take a toll on his mental well-being. Returning to the United States, Eric struggled to adjust to life without basketball, and his mental health worsened. On October 21st, 2023, Eric was arrested in Jacksonville, Florida, after a series of erratic behaviors led to an altercation with police officers. Despite his family's concerns about his mental state, Eric's mother, Erica, wrote a heartfelt letter to the court, describing her son as a loving, intelligent, and respectful person who had simply fallen victim to the emotional strain caused by the pandemic. She asked the judge to consider Eric's background, his achievements, and the possibility of mental health issues before making any legal decisions that could affect his future. Despite the struggles, Erica remained committed to her son, believing in his innocence and the challenges he faced. She continued to advocate for him, expressing concerns over the delays in his trial and his treatment by the justice system. In a letter to the appellate court in May 2024, Erica pleaded for understanding, emphasizing that her son's actions during his arrest were a result of distress rather than criminal intent. Eric was eventually released on his own recognizance in June 2024, with the condition that he would stay with his father. However, after some time, Eric's mental health continued to deteriorate, and he returned to live with his mother, where, tragically, she would soon face an unimaginable loss. On February 10, 2025, a friend of Erica's grew worried after multiple attempts to contact her went unanswered, which was highly unusual for Erica. Concerned, the friend went to Erica's home and knocked on the front door but received no response. The friend then walked to the backyard and made a chilling discovery. There was a significant amount of bodily fluids on the rear doorstep, along with a pile of blankets in the driveway. Alarmed, the friend left and went to the home of another one of Erica's friends. Together, they returned to Erica's house and knocked on the door again, but still received no answer. Disturbed by the unsettling sight of the bodily fluids, one of the friends returned to the home alone. This time, they ventured into the backyard, where they would find a gruesome scene, prompting them to contact law enforcement. Tragically, the friend, along with law enforcement, discovered Erica's lifeless body in the backyard, wrapped in blankets and towels. She was immediately pronounced dead at the scene, and her death prompted an urgent investigation into the circumstances surrounding the tragic event. Police reported that Erica had suffered multiple gunshot wounds to her head, stomach, and left leg. Tragically, just days before her death, Erica had confided in a friend that she was afraid of her son, Eric. She expressed concerns that he was possessed and mentioned she couldn't afford his medication. On the day of her discovery, Eric was detained as he attempted to leave the home. Following an interview with detectives, Eric was arrested for allegedly taking his mother's life and was subsequently held at the Duval County Jail. During his arrest, officers discovered a rifle and a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. Investigators also found 14 spent 9mm shell casings inside a trash bag, which was located in a trash can in front of the house. Additionally, several neighbors reported hearing screaming and gunshots the night before on February 9th, but unfortunately, no one called 911. Reports revealed that Erica had another son who had lived with her and Eric until about a month and a half prior, but he had moved out due to Eric's troubling behavior. Eric is now facing charges of second-degree murder. Terrence Cobb, Eric's father, shared his heartbreaking perspective on the family's struggles in an interview with First Coast News. He explained that despite their best efforts, they were unable to get Eric the help he needed, as he was an adult and had to agree to treatment on his own. Terrence described the challenges the family faced, including 13 months of court battles related to charges Eric received in October of 2023. Terrence revealed that Eric had been living with him after being granted bond in June, but had moved back in with his mother around Christmas following an argument. He expressed his shock and disbelief at his son's arrest, calling it surprising and unbelievable. He also spoke poignantly about the tragic loss of Erica, saying, "Erica paid the ultimate sacrifice for the love of her child by giving her life." Terrence expressed deep sorrow over her death. First Coast News crime and safety expert Mark Ballman offered insight into the potential role of mental health issues in cases like Eric Cobb's. He pointed out that Eric had once been an athlete, and for many, sports can provide structure and focus, much like medication. In cases involving mental health crises, it is crucial to monitor signs and ensure that individuals are taking their medication and receiving the help they need. Ballman explained the importance of being vigilant and recognizing warning signs, noting that it is essential to ask whether someone is following their treatment plan. When you see the signs that it looks like your safety or anyone else's might be in jeopardy, you have to take action. People in crisis may focus their anger on one person, and while it might not always be intentional, in this case, Eric may not have been angry with his mother, Erica. Instead, she might have just been the one present at the moment of his crisis, as it could have been anyone.
28-year-old Eric Cobb played basketball here at the Gamble Pavilion for 2 seasons at UConn. He went here from 2017 and graduated in 2019. Now, he's from Jacksonville, Florida, and lived with his mom, which is where the Jacksonville Sheriff Office says it found her body on Monday. 51-year-old Erica Winford, Eric's mother, was found that morning wrapped in blankets and towels in her own backyard. In the arrest warrant, the sheriff's office says blood was found in multiple places: on the towels, on the rear doorsteps to the home, underneath a section of a floorboard that was removed, and leading up to where Winford was located. The warrant says when deputies unwrapped the blanket, they found her body with multiple gunshot wounds to her head, stomach, and left leg. Cobb was later arrested. Inside the home, deputies said they found several guns at the foot of Cobb's bed. The warrant shows 14 shell casings were found inside a trash bag that was placed in a can outside. Cobb was suspended indefinitely from the UConn basketball team in January 2018 from conduct detrimental to the team. It's not clear what he did to receive that suspension. He later rejoined the team. We spoke with students on campus about both incidents.
Crazy.
Insane.
It's crazy to see someone from UConn doing something like that.
Not something you would expect to happen, I don't think, at all. So,
or here every day, for that matter.
Officers spoke with neighbors in the area about what they heard.
Complainant advising that they heard someone screaming, "He's going to kill me." We have a separate complainant who advised they heard multiple gunfire.
Officers also talked with friends of Winford. In the warrant, Melvin Brown told officers he hung out with her on Sunday. When he dropped her off, he felt like she did not want to leave his vehicle. In the past, Brown said Winford told him that she was afraid of Cobb. Another friend came forward and told investigators that Winford told her Cobb has been angry lately. That friend said Winford also told her Cobb was, quote, possessed and schizophrenic and needed medication, but he couldn't afford it.
28-year-old Eric Cobb was arrested and charged with second-degree murder following the tragic death of his mother, Erica Winford. He appeared in court in Jacksonville, Florida, on March 5th to face the charges. His arrest has drawn attention to the struggles he faced, including mental health issues and the devastating impact it had on his family. The story of Eric Cobb and his tragic actions highlights the importance of mental health awareness and the challenges families face when a loved one struggles with untreated mental illness. Early intervention, support, and professional help, particularly when individuals display concerning behavior, is important. Additionally, it serves as a reminder of the potential consequences when mental health issues go unaddressed and the deep emotional toll it can take on families. The tragic loss of Erica Winford also reflects the complexities of love and responsibility within families and the importance of being vigilant about the well-being of loved ones. Rest in peace, Erica Winford.